I thought I knew you, Gobber.
Look, if someone provokes you, what are you supposed to do? Back off?
If it's your parole next Monday, yes.
He made certain remarks.
What remarks?
Never you mind. Sufficient to say I found them insulting and offensive.
Listen, if my release was in the balance here, there isn't an insult in the world that will prevent me from turning the other cheek.
Well, you've got to draw the line somewhere.
No, wrong. You could call into question the virtue of my old woman. You could say I was a puff. You could even say I molested goats. Water off a duck's back to me. Or in this case, off a goat's back.
Well, I suppose I've got more pride than what you have.
Oh, I see. It's the old pride stakes, is it? It's the old self-respect, is it?
Well, it matters.
Listen, self-respect is only a thing that's preserved outside the nick. Don't exist in here. You forfeit that when you come in here, don't you? Anyhow, people's opinion in here matters napple.
Look, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me.
I was talking to my daughter today.
Ingrid?
Yes, your little pen pal. She reckons I don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. She reckons I'm getting cynical.
Well, she's probably right.
It's just that I thought someone like you might just about make it in the outside world, but...
But what?
But obviously I was wrong. Obviously you ain't got the bottle.
Listen, if I didn't have the bottle, I wouldn't be taking on Jarvis.
That's not bottle, that's stupidity, that is. I tell you what does take bottle, turning the other cheek. Like Gary Cooper in High Noon. Alan Ladd in Shane. Gregory Peck in The Big Country. Glenn Ford, The Fastest Gun Alive.
I've seen all them films.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you just answer me one question.
Gladly.
How come all them films ended up in the worst fights you've ever seen? Whiskers and teeth all over the place.
I'll tell you why, Sonny Jim, because Hollywood has to pander to the public's insatiable lust for senseless violence.
No, you're wrong. Them films posed a moral question that had to be answered by the last reel. A man has to do...
What a man has to do, yes, yes. God almighty, it's bleeding Batman now, is it?
There is a basic truth there.
All right. All right, let me ask you one question, Sonny Jim.
Go on, then.
Do you think Gregory Peck and Gary Cooper and all them other blokes would have done what they'd done if they'd been going up for parole next Monday? Eh? Do you think they would have walked so willingly into that last shootout had their adversary been Reggie the Red Menace Jarvis? Because there's two sorts of violence in here, you know. There's the sort of violence that is born of frustration and despair. And then there's the other sort, which comes from the likes of Jarvis. Full of Mancunian Macco, because he's got 5 more years to serve and nothing to lose. You've got everything to lose, ain't you? Unless freedom isn't everything, then, well...
Well, I appreciate your concern, Fletcher, but it's just something I have to do.
All right, Gobber, I'm going to make one more appeal to your senses, then I'm going to wash my hands of the whole thing.
Go on, then.
There are 3 reasons why you shouldn't take on Jarvis. A, you'll jeopardise your parole, and B, you'll offend civilised sensibilities.
What about C?
C's obvious. C, you'll bleed murder you.